Okay guys, so what I'm here to talk about today is some NBA, and more specifically, I'm here to preview the NBA playoffs, and I'm starting with the San Antonio Spurs versus the Los Angeles Clippers. Now the key to victory for the Los Angeles Clippers is to attack the basket early and often in games versus the San Antonio Spurs. Because ever since Doc Rivers became the coach of the Clippers, their offense has mainly been composed of mid-range to three-point shots. And they rarely try to attack the basket unless it's a fast break. Therefore, I would expect the San Antonio Spurs to not give the Clippers shooters like Matt Barnes, Chris Paul, J.J. Redick, and Jamal Crawford any room to shoot the basketball. As a result, it is up to Chris Paul and Blake Griffin and somewhat DeAndre Gordon to attack the basket. That way, they make the Spurs believe that they're a multi-dimensional offense. The Clippers can attack the basket in several different ways. They could have Blake Griffin catch the ball at the free throw line and use his speed to try to get past Tim Duncan or Boris Diaw or Thiago Splitter. And even if that doesn't work, even if they stay with him on his side, that will force an extra defender like Kawhi Leonard or like Danny Green to come over. As a result, Blake Griffin could kick it out to the wide open shooter and the Clippers get a wide open three. If the San Antonio Spurs choose not to bring anybody that helps defense, Blake Griffin can score an easy basket just because those defenders that I mentioned before will most likely not be directly in front of him. They'll be on his side just because they can't keep up with his speed. So Blake Griffin can score the basketball all day long if they choose not to bring help defense. Now, the Los Angeles Clippers can also have Chris Paul bring the ball up the court and act like he's going to attack the basket. Maybe take the ball up to the free throw line. And that way he's able to draw one of the post defenders or an extra wing defender, and depending on who that is, he could either find DeAndre Gordon or Blake Griffin wide open down near the basket, or kick it out to a wide open shooter. Now, If you don't believe that the Clippers need to attack the basket, the stats back me up because according to basketballreference.com, the Clippers were fifth in the league in three-point attempts, averaging 26.9 threes a game while making 10.1 threes a game, which was third in the NBA this season. And what makes it even more interesting, the Clippers were near the bottom of the league in 2-point attempts. They only attempted 56.4 2-point attempts, which was 26 in the NBA during the season. Now I'm gonna take a screenshot just to show you. Now the key to victory for the San Antonio Spurs are to continue doing what they have been doing for the past month and a half, which is give the ball to Kawhi Leonard in the low post. If they give the ball to Kawhi Leonard in the low post, while I don't think he could back down Matt Barnes with much success because they're the same height and weight, he could act like he's going to back down Matt Barnes and create enough space to either shoot the turnaround jumper or the fadeaway jumper, which he likes to shoot out of the post position. Another thing the Spurs can do with Kawhi Leonard is give the ball to Kawhi Leonard in the low post and have him face up and use his little bit of a speed advantage over Matt Barnes to try to get past Matt Barnes and score some more baskets. Once the Spurs establish that Kawhi Leonard is going to be too much for Matt Barnes to handle, then the Clippers will be faced with a decision. Do we have Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan rotate to help with Kawhi Leonard, or do we put Blake Griffin on Kawhi Leonard? And if they choose to come help and rotate, that opens up everything else for the San Antonio Spurs. Kawhi Leonard can kick it out to the to another player to pass it to another player for an open basket. Or Kawhi Leonard can kick it out to the three-point shooter, and the three-point shooter will most likely have a wide open three. Now you may be asking yourself, why don't I suggest ball movement for the San Antonio Spurs? Now here's why. Throughout the course of the season, the Los Angeles Clippers like to play the passing lanes very much and get steals. And since the San Antonio Spurs, when they move the ball a lot, they like to attempt some risky passes, which might end up in turnovers versus the Clippers. That's why the best route is to use Kawhi Leonard to exploit Matt Barnes. That is why I believe that once the Clippers are forced to make a decision on Kawhi Leonard, who might be too much to handle for Matt Barnes, then the Spurs could move the ball a lot more because the Clippers are gonna have to dedicate two people to Kawhi Leonard and won't be able to play the passing lanes as much. But just to end this off, Kawhi Leonard, after the All-Star break, has been averaging 17.9 points per game with 6.8 rebounds and shooting 36.3% from behind the arc. Now, ultimately, I think the Spurs will win the series because I think the Los Angeles Clippers won't want to attack the basket. They want to stick to their traditional offense, which is mid-range to three-point shots. And like I said before, I think the Spurs are going to be right on top of them, not giving them any room to shoot the basketball. I'm picking the Spurs in 6. That's it for right now, guys. Peace.